Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Multitool School. Today I'm going to take a look at the Gerber Flik. Now the Gerber Flik is categorized by Gerber as a multi-plier, and it's the, I guess what you'd call the traditional multi-tool style that you've seen in the past from Gerber. Here's one of the Gerber models with the push buttons and the pliers that slide out the front, and that's what you're going to find on this Gerber Flik. You got the push buttons, the pliers slide out the front. The difference here from these tools, these other Gerber tools, these you had to open it up, and then you had to access the tools on the inside of the handles. But with this Gerber Flik, all of the tools are on the outside. You've got the knife blade, you've got a saw, and so on. So the tools are on the outside. You still have the traditional pliers that you access like this. Now, I'm kind of going to compare it to a Leatherman Wave. This is the newer model Wave. You've got a knife blade right here that opens with one hand opening. The Gerber Flik has the position about the same. The knife blade is somewhat comparable. So it's probably a good comparison between these two multi-tools. So let's go on with our look. This is the primary blade, plain edge. Flip it over. There's your serrated blade. Again, with the Leatherman Wave, you've got the serrated blade on one side. Flip it over. You've got the plain edge blade. Now, in addition to the two blades and the saw, you also have scissors on the outside, which you're not going to get on the outside of the Wave. On the Wave, you're going to have to go on the inside to access the scissors, like such. So that's going to be one of your differences. Now, the tools available on this, as far as screwdrivers and can openers and so on, are located on the outside, here and here. And they're recessed, you might say. And the way you get access to them is on these locking handles here. If you'll pull back on them, those little blades will pop up so that you can get access to them. Now this is the screwdriver blade right here, and it also has some kind of bottle opener built into it. And then you also have a smaller screwdriver blade right here. Now, the other side is going to have another tool that appears to be a small can opener, and actually getting the other tool out of there can be a little difficult. That's the Phillips screwdriver. Now these two tools are different in size than what you're going to find on the Leatherman Wave. This is your screwdriver, or your large screwdriver, on the Leatherman Wave, And you can see it's quite a bit wider, more substantial than the screwdriver blade here. The tool that's on here really is a lot closer in size to the Gerber keychain tool, the Gerber clutch. This is the screwdriver blade on the clutch. You can see it's the same size as the Flik, and this is their version of a Phillips driver and the Gerber clutch. And you can see that it's the same size here as the one on the Gerber Flik. In comparison, here's a Leatherman Squirt, the screwdriver blade, and the Phillips driver. It's a little bit smaller on the Squirt. Here's the Leatherman Micra, and this is the screwdriver blade on the Micra. It's the same size as the Flik, and the Phillips driver is a little bit smaller. Now, another comparison, here's a Leatherman Juice. Here's your Phillips driver on the Leatherman Juice, which is, I guess you might call a three-dimensional driver instead of two-dimensional. So it's a little more robust. And here's the standard flathead driver, again, which is going to be larger than the screwdriver on the Gerber Flik. So, essentially, with the Gerber Flik, you've got a full-size multi-tool or multipliers with keychain size screwdrivers on it for the rest of your tool set. Now, all of these tools are locking. These blades use these locking mechanisms right here, and those also apply to the screwdrivers and these tools right here. Another thing with this Gerber Flik is that I haven't really been able to find a good way to use a Gerber tool adapter with it. If you try to use this one, this blade, or this driver with the Gerber tool adapter for bits, the bit adapter, it doesn't really fit well. I'm not sure how practical this would be, trying to use this as with a bit kit. And it's the same way with the screwdriver blade. It's just really too small to be practical with a bit adapter. So, in conclusion, the Gerber Flik, a full-size multi-tool when it comes to pliers and knife blades and file and saw, but with keychain-sized tools for the rest of the tool kit. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.